We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team. Ayun! Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah!
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Study 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days. Oh guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Galing.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose GigaStudy now.
We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team. Ayun! Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah!
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Study 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days. Oh guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Galing.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose GigaStudy now.
We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team. Ayun! Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah!
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Study 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days. Oh guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Galing.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose Study now.
We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph. We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team.
Ayun!
Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah!
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Study 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days. Oh guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Galing.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose Study now.
We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team.
Ayun!
Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Gigastudy 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days.
Oh, guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose Gigastudy now.
We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team.
Ayun.
Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah.
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Gigastudy 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days.
Oh, guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose Gigastudy now.
We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team.
Ayun.
Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah.
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Gigastudy 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days.
Oh, guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose Gigastudy now.
Hi, classmates! We're about to start in a few minutes. Tune in and chat with us on Smart Sessions today. See you! Hi, classmates! We're about to start in a few minutes. Tune in and chat with us on Smart Sessions today. See you!
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team.
Ayun.
Next, 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah.
Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Study 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days.
Oh, guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose Study now.
What's up, everyone? Hello to everyone watching this stream. Welcome to the first episode of Smart Sessions brought to you by Smart and Edukasyon.ph. So magpapakilala muna ako. I am your ate girl, Tony, at samahan niyo ako today and let's talk about the current situation and struggles of students like myself in this new normal. And as some of you guys may have seen on Edukasyon.ph's Facebook page, they launched hashtag learn-smart to help students reach their school goals this year. So from free online courses, blogs, and even an online go-to SmartPal where you can ask your own school tips or advice, meron dyan on www.learn-smart.edukasyon.ph. So kung hindi nyo na-catch yun, this is the link again, that's www.learn-smart.edukasyon.ph. So what better way to kick off hashtag Smart Sessions? Siyempre, we invited our SmartPal mismo to address some of the questions that you guys have sent in through the website. And syempre nga naman, to represent the student body ng Philippines talaga, we invited two guest students, Winnie and Dom, with us here today. So hello, Winnie and Dom! Ayan, yes. Hi, matchy tayo ng earphones tatlo ah. Hi, Winnie and Dom. So ako muna magpapakilala. My name is Tony. I'm currently a second-year law student in a yellow school in España. So, ikaw, Winnie, magpakilala ka naman sa amin. Name, school, and course. With us here today. So, hello, Winnie and Dom. Hi, matchy tayo ng earphones. Hi, Winnie. So, name, school, and course lang na ako nga si Tony, law student from
Hi,
Igel.
I'm Winnie Melendres. I am currently a BA Development Studies student at UP Manila. Hi.
Alright, Iska. Hi, Winnie, our Iska of the day. So, ikaw naman, Dom, name, school, and course.
Hi everyone, my name is Dominic Ku, but you can call me Dom. I'm currently taking up Bachelor of Science in Communications Technology Management in Ateneo de Manila University.
Hi! So again, we have a representative from UST, we have one from UP, and one from Ateneo. The green school na lang is Smart Sessions itself. So, Winnie and Dom, ang alam pa lang namin sa inyo yung courses nyo pa lang. Syempre, meron tayong special segment for today in which we're going to play a quick game called Fast Talk Online School Edition. So, I'm gonna ask the question, and once I say your name, dapat sabihin mo agad yung sagot mo, okay? Kailangan mabilisan tayo dito, okay? What is the most used app on your phone? Winnie?
Canvas. Charlotte, Twitter.
yung honest daw.
Okay, Twitter.
Okay, ikaw, Dom.
Instagram.
Ayan, honest tayo dito. Pero syempre, during mga school days, gamit yung mga Canva, Blackboard, ganyan. Alright, next question. Yes or no, nakatulog ka na ba sa online class? Winnie?
Yes.
Ay nako, sabihin mo na sa profs mo, not during their class, gano'n. Ikaw, Dom, have you ever fallen asleep during class?
No.
Sipag ni Dom. Ako personally, hindi pa naman kasi sa amin required na on-cam and we mostly have recitations in law school. But our next question is, I'm sure, dito kasi sa USC, maraming streets talaga. Papalibutan ka talaga ng mga tusok-tusok, yung mga banana rama, yung mga dynamite, yung mga iconic food. So kayo ba, what is your, anong pinaka-namimiss nyo na after-school snack? Ikaw, Winnie.
Well, yung kwek-kwek sa labas ng UPM. Yeah.
Yung mga, anong tawag nila yung orange balls ba yan?
Yes.
Those things. Ikaw, Dom, anong namimiss mo sa Katipunan? Meron bang mga tusok-tusok dyan?
Namimiss ko siguro yung pasta.
Meanwhile kami, mga tusok-tusok. Ikaw Okay, next question. Zoom or Google Hangout? Winnie?
I'd go with Zoom.
Zoom? Yeah. Same. Kasi parang yun yung pinaka-ginagamit din ng profs ko. Kasi I think for them, it's the most straightforward interface. Pero ikaw, Dom, kayo ba? Anong pinaka-ginagamit nyo?
Zoom also.
Zoom din. So, pero gusto ko rin i-try yung Google Hangout. It looks nice. Maybe I'll suggest next time. Oh, Dean. I'll suggest. Anyway, syempre, it's been a while. It's been 6 or 8 months that we haven't been to school. What do you miss most about school, Winnie?
What I really miss about school is yung kapag after exams, I'd hang out with my friends, ganyan. We tend to we eat out, ganyan.
Yeah.
And discuss yung answers, ganyan.
Yeah. Kasi parang ngayon, pag nag-exam ka, pagkatapos mo, hindi mo sure yung sagot mo, gano'n. Tapos parang magmumukmuk ka na, sabi ko, tama ba yun? Puro solo na. Pero ikaw ba, Dom, what do you miss most about school?
Actually, same with Wayne. I miss my friends also. I miss hanging out with them like after school, ganon.
Yeah.
Going to eat, mga food trip, ganon, around Katipunan.
Yeah, around Katipunan.
Oo, dun lang.
Yung mga past trips nyo. Okay, last question for this segment. What are you most looking forward to in the next 5 months, Winnie?
Siguro aside from hopefully graduating, ayun, to see my friends again and to visit the campus again. Ayun.
Yeah. Okay. Abangan natin yung pagpalit profile picture ni Winnie. Yung nakasablay na siya. Tapos may mahabang long message yung caption niya. We are rooting for you. And for sure, you will graduate na. Ikaw, Dom, what are you most looking forward to in the next 5 months?
I think it would be the COVID vaccine. Para matapos na to.
Yeah, okay. We all found a way to adjust to online learning, pero we are still looking forward to the human connection that we've had nung personal classes. So online learning is really a new territory for all of us, right? Do you guys agree? Yeah, di ba parang
Yeah.
wala pang super tagal na ganito tayong online from not seeing your friends and classmates as you guys mentioned and to keeping up with your modules by yourself. Yung titignan mo lang yung assignment tapos wala ka man lang katabi na, huy, naintindihan mo ba? Ganun. Wala kang kadamay eh. And even managing your internet connection and budget is a struggle for us. Pero buti na nga lang talaga. Merong Smart Giga Study 99 where you can get up to 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft, and more, plus 2 gigabytes for all sites and apps. You can download the GigaLife app and choose Giga Study today. And for all of you guys watching on Facebook on Smart or Edukasyon.ph, learn smart even while we are apart. Let us reach our goals and make the most of this school years. Do not miss out on the special events and programs for this school year. Do not hesitate to register on Edukasyon.ph today. And to everyone watching, hello guys! I-tag nyo na yung friends nyo, yung mga ka-study buddy nyo, mga ka-online classes nyo, or even just your friends because we have a special treat for you guys. I-tag nyo sila kasi mabibigyan nyo sila ng libreng data. By the way, guys, you can claim this for free as a reward. Yung mention ko kanina na Smart Giga Study 99, which is 7 gigabytes of data for studying and 2 gigabytes for all other apps. When you finish the Smart Start Quest, which you can find on learn-smart.edukasyon.ph. Again, you can claim for free Smart Giga Study 99 on www.learn-smart.edukasyon.ph. So, ayan, na-discuss na natin ang kwek-kwek ng buhay, ang mga canvas, ang mga module. Let's move on to a more serious discussion, Rainy and Dom. I just wanted to check in on you guys kung paano ba kayo nakapag-adjust, anong mga feelings nyo, anong mga hinaing nyo during online classes. So, ikaw, Dom, kamusta ba?
For me, siguro I have to admit na struggle talaga yung online classing. Parang biglang shift to the online environment. Then, I guess at the start of the online class, it was really a trial and error for not only for kami students, but as well as our teachers, our professors. Like we struggled to think like which platform is better for us to submit our papers, to communicate, and all that. So it was really a struggle na transition, but at least now parang medyo naka-adjust na.
Yeah, actually, I really like what you said na parang hindi lang tayo mga students yung nagsa-struggle. Even our professors are struggling. Sila rin naman naghahanap ng tamang platforms, nag-adjust to online classes, and it really boils down to mutual understanding and trying to make ends meet for everyone and trying to find the best way to study. Pero ikaw, Winnie, how are you currently coping? Meron ka ba mga na-pick up na bagong habits or practices to make you cope well with online school?
Well, ako naman, how I really cope was making sure na I had time out from ACADS. So as much as possible, I try to finish all the requirements during the weekdays so that yung weekend, I have the weekend all to myself. So during weekends naman, I catch up on sleep or I spend time watching movies or minsan trying out new recipes and doing exercise and physical activities, ganyan. And aside from yung self-care, I also seek support from the people around me. So I spend the little time that I have, free time that I have with my family, ganyan. And I reach out to my friends and classmates kasi, as a student na hindi talaga sanay sa online learning, it's really hard for me to navigate through online learning alone. And I would really need support from my family, from my classmates, and from professionals na rin as well.
You know, I really like what you said na naging chef ka na din, nag-exercise ka na din. Parang, di ba tayong lahat nagdaan through quarantine phases? Yung pinakauna yung dalgona coffee face. Tapos nagdumaan ako sa Chloe Ting, nagpapa-abs face. Tapos naging ngayon quarantine chef na rin ako. But again, what I really picked up from what you said was that you seek support from others and you seek the support of professionals because even though we are studying alone, it's important to get and seek support from others kasi mapa-professional career advice man yan, school advice, or even about your mental health, we really need a go-to pal to guide us through it all. And that is why Edukasyon.ph and Smart launched SmartPal. It is a career consultation service that gives students like us the chance to ask questions and seek advice from a career coach. So for this episode, we invited a very special smart pal to give us smart tips on how to navigate the school year. So let us all welcome Miss Giselle. Hi, Miss Giselle.
Hi everyone. Hi Tony. Hi Winnie. Hi Dom. Thank you. So thank you for inviting me here, Edukasyon.ph and Smart. So first, I will introduce myself. I am Miss Giselle Pascual. I'm a registered counselor. And I've used to work with kids age 6 to 10. And then right now, I'm a university counselor. So there, first, kamusta kayo, Dom, Winnie, Tony? Kamusta kayo right now?
Ako naman. Ano ba? This weekend kasi, like what Winnie said, na-pick up ko na lang din, I'm trying not to ACADS as much as I can. Pero it's so hard. Parang feeling mo, impending doom yung Monday. Yung darating na siya, kailangan ko nang tapusin, kailangan ko mag-aral. So, I'm trying to relax as much as I can. Pero, I will still study tonight. Pero ikaw ba, Winnie? Kamusta?
Well, konti na lang yung requirements, thankfully. So, ayun, I'm taking the time this weekend to rest. So, okay na okay.
Ikaw ba, Dom? Okay na okay ka din ba dyan?
For me naman, super dami talaga requirements right now, December. But I'm just really looking forward for Christmas vacation for the holiday. Serious.
Okay. So kanina, no, while I was in the backstage, nakikinig ako sa inyong lahat, and you asked about yung thing na namimiss mo about, having a physical setting kapag class. And I think it was Wayne who said na it's the human connection, which is yung nakikita mo yung classmate mo, and then like after every exam, you get to talk about kung ano yung na-feel nyo, or yung just the walk between classes, yung between class periods, it helps your brain to relax and to take a break. So yun yung mga namimiss natin. And why is it a struggle sa online class? Is because, di ba kapag of course, naka-video call lang tayo, what you see is yung from shoulders up lang. So it would take much effort for cues like voice or facial expressions. And kapag naman nasa physical setting tayo, may mga body language na we can pick up agad. Like for example, pag magkakwentuhan tayo, I can really sense agad na, okay, you're maybe not interested because there's a shift in body position. So yun yung mga nami-miss out natin when it comes to having a virtual space or interacting in virtual space. And kaya di ba gusto natin nakikipagkwentuhan sa personal. Like for example, we message our friends na, sige, kikwento ko sa'yo daw once we meet. Di ba may mga ganun tayong lines with our friends because we are after yung emotions nila or yung reactions nila. And that's one thing na we don't get as much sa online interactions. But I'm curious, how do you maintain kayo as students? How do you maintain yung interaction nyo with your friends and making sure na you are connected?
Ako personally, there are two things that I discovered during this whole online learning setup. Kasi nung una, sobrang nagsastruggle talaga kami. Kasi di ba parang, ang hirap pag mag-aaral ka lang mag-isa. Halimbawa, pag may hindi ka naintindihan na concept, ano ba yung jurisprudence? Ano ba yung mga ganyan-ganyan? Hindi nila ma-explain sa inyo kasi you have to do it by yourself. So what me and my friends did, nagzo-Zoom aral kami. So nakatutok parang paganyan yung webcam, tapos kailangan pinabasa namin para wala mandadaya na nagsa-cellphone pala or nagtutwitter lang. And then we screen share yung Pomodoro timer para sabay-sabay kaming nagbe-break, gano'n, tapos chika-chikahan, ganyan. Tapos another thing I noticed is ang dami pala na sa friends ko na ang love language nila is our gifts. So parang tatanong ko, anong address mo? Halimbawa, after a bad recit or after a bad exam grade, papadalahan kami cookies, ganun. So it's a really nice thing that we discovered. So parang it's like a little bit of a silver lining during this whole online learning setup kasi mas naging malambing kami in a way. Pero ikaw ba, Wayne?
Well, kasi siguro yun, yung isang advantage ng online learning was that hindi masyadong pagod from commute, ganyan. And so, parang ang daming time. So, mas marami akong time to like talk with friends, ganyan. And nagsaschedule kami minsan ng Zoom meetings, ganyan, just to hang out, ganyan.
Ikaw, Dom, may Zoom meetings din ba kayo ng friends nyo?
Oh yeah, actually, same with you, nag-Zoom aral din kami, group study, but hindi yung tapat camera. Pero but at the same time, siguro habang nag-group study, parang at the same time, nagkukwento na, like, how are you? Kamusta na dyan? Ganon. Tapos at the same time, since we're also like group mates for a project, so parang we always work together and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it's nice na you have these social interactions even though virtual. And I'd like to pick on this sinabi ni Tony kanina about Pomodoro technique kasi baka may mga, of course, may mga students watching right now, and for the benefit of those na nag-eavesdrop sa conversation na to. So yung Pomodoro technique is a time management technique. And it allows you to break down your tasks. So you set up a timer like 25 minutes, and then after 25 minutes, you have a 5-minute break. And then after 4 cycle of that, you take a longer break, which is 20 to 30 minutes. And you know what? Ang nag-invent ng Pomodoro technique is a university student. So it works because it keeps you hyper-focused sa task mo, knowing that there is a timer. So it's balancing quantity and quality of the work as well. So next naman, of course, very uncertain yung time natin ngayon. And one of the challenges nga is yung uncertainty, and it creates stress and yung feeling anxious. So kapag stress, there is parang external. Of course, for students, you feel stressed about deadlines. You feel stressed about taking a quiz or exam. And it affects, of course, for you to experience nga feeling anxious. But sometimes, yung pagiging anxious nyo, minsan hindi natin figure out, okay, why am I feeling anxious? And it presents itself in various form. You can feel na, okay, medyo hindi na ako nakaka-concentrate. It can be a sign of, experiencing anxiety. And it could also manifest then sa physical, meaning you can experience yung tightness sa throat, or maybe you can experience yung heartbeat racing, yung sweaty yung palms nyo. So how do we manage sa pag ganon? There is this stress management technique, which is ABC technique. So A is for activating event. B is for beliefs or yung thoughts mo about the situation. So it's either obvious thoughts or yung mga thoughts na deeply ingrained sa mind natin na nagmula pa sa childhood up until the age that we are in right now, and C is the consequence. So for example, the activating event for you is you submitted yung homework mo late. So maybe the obvious thoughts about it, okay, I will fail this subject. And then the consequence for you is maybe you won't attend na the next sessions because you think na mag-fail ka, or you think na you can't do something about it. And it's crucial yung A and B. Again, you cannot control the situation, but you can control yung thoughts mo about the situation. So, what do we do with the B or the belief? You examine your thoughts. Is it how true na mag-fail? Or is it something na I imagined? Because with anxiety, di ba? Kapag we are we are having negative thoughts, ang tendency natin, nag-i-imagine tayo of the worst scenarios, which nag-amplify ng feelings natin and mas nag-amplify pa ng more negative thoughts. So it's important na evaluate mo or i-set out mo what is real and what is not. And in that way, you can act on the given situation. And in that way, ma-reduce yung feelings mo about being sad and magbabago rin yung emotions mo. So in that case, maybe you can talk to your professor if nasubmit mo ng late, or may ibang homework na you can turn into mas early, and you can improve your quality of work. So kayo, I wanna know, parang of course at some point we all feel stress, di ba? So kayo, ano yung mga source of stress nyo ngayong quarantine?
Actually, Ms. Giselle, I really like what you said na parang you can't control what already happened. You can control what you think about it. Kasi
right.
I think a lot of students will relate to this. Parang once you get a bad grade na crucial to your final
right.
grade, you start to think na, oh my gosh, babagsak na ako. Where again, applying what you said, what we should do is realign our thoughts. It's not over
Right.
yet. Meron pa tayong magagawa to bounce back. Like what you said, if you turned it in late, maybe you have other submissions that na kayang humila sa final grade mo. So, thank you so much for that. Pero Winnie and Dom, kayo ba na anxiety na ba kayo or any other situations like that?
Yeah, for me, yun din, sa dami ng requirements, yun talaga yung source of anxiety ko and stress, ganyan. And also, the fact na, ayun nga, parang graduating. So, nakakakaba yung parang magiging status ko after missing or being late, yung submitting requirements late, ganyan. Ayun.
Sure na yan, sure na yan. Nakikita ko course na student yung pagpalit profile picture mo ng sablay pic. Magko-comment ako dyan. Ikaw, Dom, meron ka bang mga anxiety moments during school or any other similar situations?
I think for me, lalo na this online, like this shift to online environment, parang nawala talaga yung routine ko. Kasi diba, if nasa school tayo, parang may schedule na morning, math class, ganun, tapos afternoon, ibang class. But now na parang parang modules lang, asynchronous learning and all that, I really had to fix my schedule, fix na this is my routine dapat. So I got really stressed kasi I didn't know how to like really follow that strict schedule. Yeah, dun yung source of stress ko for the past few months.
So thank you for that, no? And may na-mention kanina about changes in sleep. So which leads me sa aking third point about changes in physiological patterns, yung sleeping and eating habits. Parang right now, kapag sobrang in the zone ka na sa ginagawa mo, you forget to take a break or nakakalimutan mo na mealtime and nawawala yung mindful eating. Or sometimes, natutulog ka na 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. And I guess yun yung struggle when it comes to finishing requirements right now na kinakaharap or that you are all facing. And which leads me naman dun sa aking smart tips. So 3S to, which is structure, self-care, and seek support. So first is yung sa structure. So right now, it's really important na you have a routine. It was Dom who mentioned kanina na dahil sobrang abrupt na mga nangyari, nagkaroon ng parang loss of structure. Why is it important na meron tayong structure or meron tayong routine? A routine helps you to take control of your day, or it gives you a sense of normalcy na you have the power to take control of what's gonna happen in the day. And it also lessens yung stress and anxiety. Again, nasa-stress tayo and we feel anxious kapag meron tayong piniperceive na mangyayari but then hindi pa. Right? So, kapag meron tayong structured routine, mas in control ka and mas you can focus. So, for those who are having a hard time na mag-establish ng routine, it is a best or maybe a good start is to establish yung wake-up time nyo and yung bedtime or yung meal time and yung mga breaks nyo. So, I'm curious. Marami tayong students again na nanonood. Can you share your routine sa kanila? Like you guys.
Ideal routine, okay. I'm not saying I've stuck to it, pero ito yung ideal ko. My ideal routine is sana, hopefully, by 5 a.m., nakaset na yung alarm ko. Pero I allot myself sometime na 5 to 5:30, mag-social media muna ako, catch up on some K-drama, baka may bagong release na music video, gano'n. Nanood muna ako ng mga clips ng startup, gano'n. And then after that, I have my breakfast, get ready, take a shower. That's also something really helpful. Baka that might help you guys also. I make sure na before I start my day, I take a shower. Kasi nung nag-start yung quarantine classes, chu-chu-chu, gano'n. Nag-take ako ng shower like 11 na or something. Pero I found that like taking a shower before starting my day really gets me in the zone na parang may mental aspect siya na, oh, okay, nakaligo na ako, kailangan, it's time to put in work. So, ayun lang yung naging routine ko. And then from there, I'll study until my classes start. So, ikaw ba, Wayne, what's your quarantine school routine?
I try to wake up ng mga 6 a.m., ganyan. Kaso usually gumigising na ako an hour after, ganyan. Pero kahit gano'n, ayun, I still go on with my day, attend online classes kung meron, and I'll do the requirements during the day, ganyan. Pero I find myself really productive at night. So, ayun, mas mas ginagawa ko yung requirements ko pag gabi kasi ayun, walang distractions.
Yeah, night owl ka pala, Winnie. Pero ikaw, Tom, are you a night owl as well, or are you mas productive during mornings?
For me, I'm most productive during like mga 6 p.m. to nighttime na. But like,
Specific?
but like unlike you, Tony, and si Wayne,
Yeah.
hindi ko talaga kaya 6 a.m., 7 a.m., hindi ko talaga kaya. Hindi din yun ideal for me. Hindi talaga.
Yeah.
But siguro, since the start of the online school year, I really tried to like fix it. Kasi dati, I would wake up around mga lunchtime now, 1 p.m. now, 2 p.m. And now na parang nakapag-adjust na ako with the online school, I found it easier for me. I found myself to be more productive whenever I wake up at the morning talaga, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then bangon ka agad. Then parang I feel like nagagawa ko talaga all my tasks like divided na parang this sa morning, this sa afternoon and stuff. Unlike na parang late ako nagigising mga 2 p.m. Parang lahat nakakram during the night time. So yeah.
So with routine, no, you have to find what works best for you. So meron tayong mga productivity window. Meron sa inyo na nag-work best kapag umaga or nag-work best kapag gabi. So you can make a list and then plan out your activities so that yung mga time na you're not doing anything, it can also be a time for you to take a mental break. And then once na ayan yung productivity window mo, dun mo i-schedule yung mga tasks that you need to do. Again, may mga times sa day na we feel lethargic or we feel parang tired. And that may signal na, okay, this is the time for my mental break. So use that and then schedule or prioritize what you need to do, especially dun sa productivity window nyo. It's also important na you know kung ano yung importanteng matapos. And have some flexibility rin sa routine kasi, of course, in a week, may mga time na mag-change ang schedule nyo. So, pag ganon, don't beat yourself up naman. So, be kind to yourself pa din. But then, make sure that you follow the routine and the structure. So, again, right now, it's important to stick to a routine. Hindi naman siya necessarily na some of you may work na naka-block yung time. For example, 7 to 7:30, magsha-shower. 7:30 to 10, mag-review. It works for some. But for others naman, ang nag-work is a loose list ng mga task na gagawin nila. Okay, ang gagawin ko for today, mag-review for math, science, and then I'll take a break. So it works. So you have to find what works for you then. Okay? Yeah. And which also leads me sa aking next point. Again, part ng routine is also, have some self-care. So self-care is very important because you're prioritizing your well-being and it is your, tawag nga natin ngayon, di ba, me time. Or yung time for you to reflect. And maraming aspect ang self-care. It's not just physical or it's more than nga yung nabasa ko sa Facebook. Self-care is more than yung mga bubble baths or it's more than yung manicures or pedicures or hair treatment. So self-care, maraming aspect like emotional, there's physical, there's psychological or spiritual, and setting boundaries is also self-care. Like for example, si Wayne, yung kanina nagsabi na pag weekday, ACADS lang yon. Kapag weekends, time niya yun for herself or with her family or yung activities na gusto niyang gawin. And with self-care, you can make a list as well ng mga activities na enjoyable or pleasurable for you. Again, individualize siya. So what works for you might not work for me. And you also need to consider kapag sa self-care is yung lifestyle that you have. Again, for self-care, it should be something na you can sustain. So kapag may ginawa kang list, is this something na I can do in the long run? Or maybe you need to adjust, di ba? And once na nag-iiba yung need mo and nag-iiba yung lifestyle mo din, pwede rin mag-iba yung self-care strategies mo or self-care practices mo. Again, you have to find what works for you kasi very individualized yan. And the one thing pa is you need to know kung ano yung mga barriers or mga potential blocks for you to practice self-care. So let's say, time mo mag-self-care ngayon, but then you were parang ask to help sa gawaing bahay. So you need to think, is this something na I can change? If you really needed to help, then you adjust your self-care time. And if naman the requirement is for you just to communicate na, okay, mom or dad, this is my time for myself. Is it okay for me to do it later? But if not, then you need really to adjust your self-care time, okay? And then the other one is coping skills. So sometimes yung self-care and coping na pagpapalit siya or minsan ang naiisip natin na the same, but self-care and coping, two different things siya. And important din ang coping skills because these are your parang go-to mo to or toolkit that you have. It can be learned or it can come naturally sa'yo. Ito yung mga things that you are doing kapag nasa overwhelming emotions ka or if you are in a situation na very stressful. So let's say for example, ang coping mo is you feel so stressed and you're about to parang breakdown. So you can do take a break or walk outside or drink water. So it works for some. Again, with these two things, self-care and coping skills, ang need mo i-consider is yourself. And again, individualize siya and personalized. So I want to ask you guys, what's your self-care routine and what do you do kapag very overwhelming na yung situation or nasa overwhelming emotion kayo?
Ako, like what I said, parang pag na-overwhelm ako, I really allot myself na, okay, 5 minutes, magpatugtog tayo ng Taylor Swift, Adele. Let's feel our emotions, let's cry, let's throw in some Moira songs there. Let's really feel the sadness. And afterwards, I think about, okay, but what can I do about it now? What can I do about the thing that made me sad? Once I felt it, I try to do something productive with my time. So, pero ikaw ba, Winnie, baka may sarili kang coping methods na pwede kong gayahin?
So, actually, same lang din. Kasi for me, pretty tolerant naman pagdating sa, kumari,
strong girl.
Flight lang. From stress, ganyan. Tapos, kapag I feel like breaking down, ibig sabihin talaga parang, ito na talaga, girl, pagod ka na, pahinga ka na. Tapos, ayun, so I just try it out. And then afterwards, ayun din, like you said, tsaka ko siya ipaprocess and tsaka ko siya i-discuss din with other people, like my friends, ganyan. So that I could get insights then from them and help, ayun.
Yes, our strong girl. Pero ikaw, dog, magpapasta ka ba? Anong ginagawa mo?
Pasta na naman. For me, sa bagay, minsan nagpapasta na lang, kakain na lang ako.
Iba na lang sa carbs, gano'n.
Oo. Parang, whenever I get stressed, siguro my coping would be, I try to put my energy on something else, parang out of the negative energy of parang mga overwhelming ACADS or other work stuff. So I just try to, kain pasta or or watch YouTube videos, ganun. So anything that would like let me forget about the negative things. Then at the same time, parang I would be able to process like you guys of like, what should I do next, ganun, and stuff like that. Yeah.
So to add, no, di ba kanina sabi ni Tony, kapag nalulungkot siya, ino-honor niya yung emotions niya. So it's also a form of self-care, emotional self-care, to honor your feelings. Because once you acknowledge what you feel, then you can do something about it. And dyan din papasok yung coping skills natin. Yung coping skills, hindi siya distractions. Na parang, okay, once I take a walk outside, hindi ko na maiisip yung problema ko or it's a time for me not to deal with what I'm dealing right now. But yung coping skills, it puts you in a state wherein you are soothed, you are in relaxed state para ma-process mo yung nangyari or ma-process mo yung experience mo. And yung mga emotions natin are necessary because parang window siya on what we feel about a certain situation. Diba parang ngayon, or we have the tendency to parang tell ourselves that, okay, I should not feel this because there are other people na nagsasuffer more than me. And sometimes, it's okay, but sometimes it creates a bigger problem in the long run because you're trying to avoid what you're feeling or nagkakaroon ka ng emotional avoidance. And again, importante na nafe-feel natin what we are feeling so that we can do something about it. And the actions after that are also beneficial for you. Okay? And next naman is, of course, yung seeking support and staying social. Diba may mga coping skills tayo, but there will come a time na hindi na natin siya manage or maybe for others na or having a hard time identifying their coping strategies or hindi na nag-work yung mga coping strategies nila, then that's the time na you can ask for a professional help or support from your counselor or your psychologist. And right now talaga, you cannot underestimate yung good support system or a strong support system. So it's really essential for you to interact kahit simpleng kamusta with your friends or with a simple hi, hello, and checking on your relatives or family. So that's really important. Again, we have this technology, then might as well leverage on that technology na we can use para naman we can stay connected with each other. So, yung we are physically distant but not, socially distant, at least virtually. And important na we establish a connection culture, 'di ba? Right now kasi we all have each other, especially during this trying time.
Yes, exactly. Actually, Miss Giselle, what I picked up from what you said is it's really important to seek support nga talaga. And not just from our friends and family. Syempre, those people are only at an arm's reach. Pero I think a lot of people my age will relate na it's kind of hard for us to seek professional support because we're not really always so sure where we can get it, which is why it's important for me to share with our fellow students who are watching that SmartPal is a career consultation service that gives students like you and like me the chance to ask questions and seek advice from a career coach. Kung kailangan nyo ng career advice, kung ano ba dapat nyong major i-take for this particular job that you want in the future, and kung meron man kayong mga tanong sa coursework, di lang natin sure kung isasabihin ba nila yung sagot sa mga modules. But again, we always have SmartPal to turn to. It is a career consultation service that gives students like us the chance to ask questions. So, if meron man kayong gustong itanong about career, life advice, mga gabay sa buhay, our SmartPal has got you for anything and everything school-related. All right, so Miss Giselle is actually one of our SmartPals who graced us with her presence today. And thank you so much, Miss Giselle. I'm sure Dom, Wayne, me, and everyone else who's watching this right now learned a lot. And for those of you guys who are just tuning in, hello, we have our SmartPal, Miss Giselle, Wayne, and Dom. Mali pa yung turo ko. Okay. Dom, in this live smart session for the first episode, we invited our SmartPal to share her tips and lessons for the online school year. So if you guys watching at home have any questions, do not hesitate to put them below in the comments section, and our SmartPal, Miss Giselle, will be more than happy to answer those for you. So again, if may mga katanungan kayo, just comment them down below. So while we're waiting for our live audience, syempre nagtatype pa sila ng mga very deep.
Yes.
Tapos may magtatanong lang ng sagot sa module. No? So, if you guys have any advice or any tips from our SmartPal, just comment them down below. And for the meantime, Dom and Wayne, I'm sure you guys have questions for Miss Giselle. So let's start with Dom.
Okay, so Miss Giselle, what tips can you share on developing good study habits at home?
Okay. So kanina, di ba pinag-usapan natin yung routine and how important it is kasi you take action or you have the control sa day mo. So part ng good study habits, of course, is allotting time and yung hindi ka talaga madidistract or even a place na free from distractions is also important. And since wala namang luxury of space, yung not all merong luxury of space. So it's important na kahit in a corner, na where you can focus, kapag time na ng study time, then protected time mo yon for studying. And then make sure as well na free from clutter yung space mo. And the other thing is to list down what needs to be done sa araw na to. Again, we get overwhelmed because if we see a long list, ang tendency natin na overwhelm or wag nang gawin. But if you create a list intended for the day with headings na, okay, this is important or ito yung urgent, then you can allot yung mga time mo specific for that activity. And it also allows you to have some time pa or to plan other blocks of your time para sa enjoyable activities mo. So you really need to stick to a schedule, that's one, and to a routine. And of course, since you are trying to form good study habits, routine is important. Routine is a start for forming a habit. And since nga na habit, nagtitake ka ng practice. So, huwag kayong maging hard sa sarili nyo kapag may days na you just choose to watch TV or mag-lunch. But the important thing is you bounce back dun sa routine nyo. Di ba meron nga sinasabi na it takes 21 days to form a habit. But there was also another study na sinasabi naman doon na ang habit is na-form on an average is 66 days. Okay? So it's important to know na or it requires time yung to form a habit. And for good study habit, yun nga, yung dedicated space, a time schedule, and kapag protected time for studying, meaning dapat walang distractions. So since we're all at home, it will help as well if you have, parents watching here or mga kapatid nyo na nanonood, na to let them know kung ano din yung schedule nyo for studying so that they can also help you to develop these mga good study habits. And parang accountability partner nyo rin yung mga nasa bahay nyo ngayon, right? Na if they know you're studying. So, there.
Yeah, actually, sobrang accountability partner ko na yung buong pamilya ko. Tinit ko yung schedule ko, tapos nilagay ko siya sa pader. So, pag, halimbawa, 7 to 9 may human rights law ako. Pag nagpe-petics ako ng mga ganong oras, sabi na, may class na. Tapos ko nanonood. So, they're really gonna pull you together. I pull you through the classes. So, ikaw, Dom, do you have questions for our SmartPal?
Ako naman, Miss Giselle, I'd like to ask po kung ano po kayang mga tips yung mabibigay nyo on how we could avoid procrastination.
So with procrastination naman, first is you have to be aware kung bakit ka nagpo-procrastinate. There are different factors. One could be perfectionism. Hindi mo siya magawa or you're trying to brush it off because gusto mo 100% maganda yung gawa mo. Or it could also be like poor time management skills na you just don't know how to manage your time. Maraming time wasters. And it could also be yung hindi clear sa'yo yung gagawin mo. Okay? So, very vague for you yung task. So, ang tendency mo, okay, bukas na lang yan or next week na lang yan. So, what you can do kapag na-assess mo na kung alin dito yung mga factors na nag-affect for you to procrastinate, if it's perfectionism, then parang cut yourself some slack, lalo na ngayong time na to, di ba? Na if you feel na 100% talaga yung best mo, then maybe adjust your expectations. Siguro 80 might be working just for you to get started. Or if you feel naman na, miss, hindi clear sa akin yung ginagawa ko it's vague for me, sobrang abstract nung task, then ask for help, clarify the instruction. So that's something that you can do. And what also helps with overcoming procrastination is to parang list down some small steps. Parang it's putting your foot dun sa door ng task. So let's say, pinapagawa ka ng review for a certain movie or certain journal article. And then right now, you really can think of what to write. Maybe the first step is you create an outline. And then tomorrow, you work on each outline. So it doesn't necessarily na dapat ngayong gabi lahat matapos mo siya. So again, the important thing to do is to take action. And sometimes, diba, meron tayong tendency to say, I'll do this once na motivated na ako. And sometimes, yung motivation hindi na darating, right? So it's really important na you take action because motivation can follow once you take action. It's like having the ball rolling, diba? Okay,
Yeah,
and it's also creating discipline.
Yeah, actually, yun din yung napansin ko na parang dati sasabihin ko, hindi, manonood lang ako isang episode and then after this, I'll be so productive. Pero it ends up with me finishing the whole season in one night. So what really helps, like what you mentioned, is you have to get the ball rolling. So kunyari kung may essay kayong gagawin, kahit buksan mo muna yung Microsoft Word, lagay mo muna yung title, and then hanap ka muna ng konting references. And then kahit yun na lang muna gawin mo if it's not due yet, but at least you got started. Kasi the hardest thing is starting talaga. Pero I believe some of our audience members from home sent in their questions as well. So, from Miss Danica Fernando, what's the best motivation to study lalo na when you don't feel like studying at all? Relates sis. So, SmartPal, ano bang wise words natin dyan?
Diba like I mentioned kanina, yung motivation natin, minsan dumarating, minsan nawawala. So what if wala? How can you continue studying? Important then is yung intrinsic motivation mo. So sometimes we rely on external motivation. I'll do this task para makapag-mall na ako. I'll do this task para makapag-Netflix na ako. Aside from that, there has to be like an intrinsic value or goals na clear sa'yo. So you have to know, why am I doing this? And kapag na-establish mo yun, if you are aware, then you can list mga steps on how to overcome yung task na yon. So again, the start, like sabi ni Tony rin kanina, is the first thing na mahirap talaga. But you have to dip your toe dun sa task. So it can be like writing short sentences kapag essay. But the important thing is, dapat kahit walang motivation, is that it keeps you focused sa task. Because you can create discipline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Discipline talaga ang pinakakailangan natin. I think we have another question for our SmartPal. All right. So, Jessa Rigunan, tanong niya is, what's your advice for working students? Yeah, I'm a working student as well. And I find na parang ang hirap talaga i-manage ng time. So, meron po ba kayo mga wise words for us?
So with working students, na iba-iba talaga yung demand din. Iba-iba yung demand nyo sa work nyo. If you're a working student, iba-iba yung demand sa school. I was once a working student when I was taking my MA. So it was really a struggle, di ba, pag-manage ng time. But what you can do is to prioritize first. For example, kung ano yung mga needed gawin sa work, if it's possible na at this time, yun lang yung gagawin mo because work schedule yan. And at night, you can focus on your school task. And it wouldn't hurt to try na to mention to your professors or to mention sa trusted adult nyo, especially in the work setting or school setting, na you are a working student because they will understand, diba? So, na-try nyo ba yun? Like you, Tony, have you?
Yeah. Actually, I'm a writer kasi apart from being a host. Tapos what I do is I tell my boss na, hi, around this time, it's exam season for me.
Right.
They'll get me to file for a leave for like the most crucial days. Tapos those days, nagbabanta talaga sila dun sa group chat namin na, wag niyong guguluhin si Tony during this time. Ha? O ganun. So it's really important to have like bosses or a setting na may intindihan nila na you're a student. They can't demand the same time and effort from you. And it's also important na at work, while you are present, do your best. So do your best at work when you're at work, do your best in school when you're at school. So I think we have last two questions for today. All right, JB Rios is asking, when do we take a break routine? Kasi tendency niya is it will bore us or medyo ma-fed up tayo, lalo na with the quarantine. True. So, Miss,
So, the break routine, no, yung sa sinasabi natin na schedule, that's why we go back again to mga pleasurable activities na ginagawa natin. Again, you know your body. You know kapag you feel stress. It's a body's way of reacting na it's too much for you. So, you will feel sluggish and there are days na, may bad days talaga, right? And to break yung routine, it's not a necessarily break, but to take a time away from the routine is self-care. So, yung self-care, dapat nakapasok din yan sa routine nyo. Because yung time na yon is your protected time. And it keeps you from parang having a boring day-to-day din. Okay, and also acknowledge na be flexible sa schedule nyo din. And don't beat yourself kapag medyo nagfo-fall parang behind kayo sa routine.
Kayo ba, Dom and Wayne, meron ba kayo mga break routine? Like, ano yung usual go-to nyo? Like, ako kasi personally, wala na talaga ako ibang inatupag. Manood ng K-drama, naubos ko na lahat yun sa Netflix kaka-study break ko. Pero ikaw ba, Wayne, meron ka bang study break na routine?
Well, ako, I go to YouTube and watch yung mga free movies and documentaries. Ayun, para while on a break, at least may natututunan, ganun.
Yes, mga
Yes.
Ikaw ba, Dom? Ano, baka productive din yung study break routine mo?
Well, actually, same with you, Netflix din, like recently, puro startup lang yung pinapanood.
Dosan! Kasi mga magagalit na eh.
And if I may add also, no, parang what I get also kasi is, Miss, naubos na kami ng self-care strategies namin. Parang, paano naman yun? 9 months na tayo sa lockdown. Parang ubos na po yung mga self-care strategies namin. Again, sinabi ko kanina, you have to assess your self-care routine and to also acknowledge the lifestyle that you have right now. Maybe yung March mo is so much different ngayong December. So March, wala ka pa masyadong task, maybe. But then ngayon, since December na and full blown na yung mga online classes, then dun na nagkakaroon ng struggles when it comes to injecting these self-care plans. So you really have to assess and know what is working for you. And if there are things na you feel na, okay, this is not working anymore, and the stress is so much for me to handle or the emotions are so overwhelming, it affects now my daily functioning. It parang causes me to miss out classes or hindi ka na nakagawa ng homework, then that may signal na you may need professional help. Okay?
Yeah, actually, super nakaka-relate ako dun na kasi nung nag-start yung online classes, I was so happy na I can watch all of the shows that I want. Pwede akong manood ng shows habang nagle-lecture, mga ibang bagay. It was so fun at first, pero we've been doing it for quite a while na, okay, this is boring na nga. So, again, it's really nice that you mentioned something about reassessing na what's working for you and what's not working for you. So, to wrap our Ask Your SmartPal live segment, ikaw, Winnie, meron ka ba anong mga key takeaway mo from Miss Giselle? Ano yung ma-apply mo for your day-to-day online school?
Yung pinaka-takeaway ko talaga is that we should never be afraid to ask for help. Especially from other people and from professionals na rin as well. Kasi syempre, sila yung mas nakakaalam kung ano yung pwede natin gawin. And ayun, to ask for support din and help from our friends and our family kasi naiintindihan naman nila tayo. And ayun, sila naman yung kasama natin through this pandemic, quarantine. Yeah.
All right. We always have our friends, family, and our SmartPal to run to whenever we have any questions or any consultation questions that we want. So ikaw, Dom, ano bang pinaka-key takeaway mo from our SmartPal today?
I think for me, the main takeaway would be dapat meron tayong balance, like in terms of balance with disciplining ourselves when it comes to our routine. And at the same time, we should also practice our respective self-care, our own individualized self-care na parang dapat may balance talaga. Like, you're focusing on your academics, but at the same time, you shouldn't forget about your mental health, your well-being, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's so true na we have to balance yung academics natin with ourselves. Hindi pwedeng gawin nating badge of honor na, hindi ako nakatulog this whole night. You're sacrificing your well-being just for acads. And later on, that's gonna pay off in a bad way. So, Miss Giselle, our SmartPal for the first ever Smart Sessions, what's your closing tip or advice for all of the students watching at home?
I guess not just for students na, but maybe we have also young adults or professionals watching. It's acknowledging na yung time off is parang kasing importante siya ng time on nyo. So you really need to have a plan, a self-care plan, or you really need to take a break. Because in taking a break or in pausing, that's where you can gather your thoughts or nako-consolidate yung mga information that you take in a day, or yung mga break time nyo na yan is also a time na nagflow yung mga creative ideas nyo. So it's really important na you have a time off and establish your boundaries then. If it's my time off, if it's like 11 p.m. na ganyan lang yung time ko mag-answer ng questions from my classmates or do ACADS, then enforce it and then do it or do the task again kinabukasan. So establishing boundaries and really taking a time off.
All right, so establish boundaries and take time off. Always focus on yourself, but do not forget to reach for your goals. And I'm so sorry, but that is all the time that we have for today. It's been really, really nice chatting with Dom, Wayne, Miss Giselle, and all of you guys watching at home. And to our guests, thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure to tune in again next Saturday. That is December 19, 3 p.m. right here on Edukasyo.ph's Facebook. We will be talking more on how to stay woke and how to fight disinformation online. Make sure to like and follow at Edukasyo.ph and at LiveSmart on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And keep your eyes peeled for more exciting things to come. Again, guys, let us learn smart and get the most out of the school year by visiting www.learn-smart.edukasyon.ph. This is Ate Girl Tony, and thank you guys for watching. See you guys next Saturday.
We realize that high school, college, even a first job can seem scary. That's why we created Edukasyo.ph to equip them with tools, connect them to schools, find scholarships, learn online, match their skills to courses and jobs out there. So their future wouldn't be as scary. Edukasyo.ph.
Studying these days ain't easy, but there's no need to worry when we get creative together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Things may be difficult, but it's easier if we work out our bodies and brains as a team.
Ayun.
Like 1, 2.
Whatever the challenge, we can count on each other for solutions.
Yeah! Reaching our academic goals isn't rocket science when we collaborate.
Because when we have the right tools and each other, we have the perfect recipe to learn smart.
Whoa! Woohoo! Thanks for the help, guys.
Now, online learning is made easy. With Smart Study 99, get as much as 7 gigabytes of data for Google for Education, Microsoft 365, and other study apps. Plus, 2 gigabytes for all sites for 7 days.
Oh, guys, good job daw sabi ni Prof.
Dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose GigaStudy now.